Haha. Okay. And we are live. All right. So, so, first of all, unfortunately, uh, my webcam is not playing nice with, with OBS. So, or well, VTube Studio. My webcam's not playing nice with VTube Studio. I think I probably need to update my computer, but you know what? I figured that out too late. So you're just gonna have to like not deal with seeing me, which is kind of unfortunate. But oh well, I'm also kind of right here. So as you can see, I did some preparations for this stream. This is what I spent all my time on, as opposed to, you know, making sure that that I would be able to use my model, apparently. I really shouldn't have procrastinated on updating my computer, but you know, that's what we tend to do. Humans, strange cryptids, we all procrastinate on updating our computers. Don't do that, by the way. It's bad for security concerns. Anyway, yeah, so I've been thinking for a while about making myself a new outfit, and with that new outfit, I thought maybe I would get a bit of a haircut. You can see I styled my hair a bit differently. I have a bead in it now. My hair is a bit fluffier, it's a bit shorter. So here's the current plan. Today, I already have a bit of an outfit planned out, and I'm just gonna draw that outfit. Now, I am drawing this outfit so that I can make a live 2D model out of it. That's right, my secret skill that I have not mentioned to any of you is that I can make live 2D models. My first live 2D model that I've been using here so far was created by my lovely parent, Lily. Lily drew the model and rigged the model. I did the original design for the character. Well, you know, I look like what I look like, and I decided what I looked like. Lily did the art and the rig, and this time with this new model, I'm thinking that I'm going to do my own art and rig. So, as you can see, I already have my art here. I put on some underwear just in case. Got my cute little tail. You get to see something forbidden. You get to see my hands, which technically you're not supposed to see as part of my character design. You're supposed to leave them ambiguous, but you can see my hands on this one. Also got my, hello kitty, my cat is here with me. Also got my lovely scaly legs and my wonderful feet. Of course, my scaly shoulders. It looks like my scales have spread a little bit. My neck. There's the bead. I'm debating the color of the bead. I'm not actually really sure what color I want. And here we are. I don't think it looks... I guess it looks slightly more professional than it used to, but honestly, as an academic, I've never been terribly concerned with looking or dressing professional. For better or for worse, nobody's called me out on it yet, so maybe that's okay. Okay. However, I am going to start this outfit. I feel like I should start with pants. Yeah, okay, I was gonna start with, I was gonna create a sweater for it, but I think it's probably better to draw the pants first. So, for now, I'm gonna make my body a bit more transparent so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna create a folder. My pants. These pants are going to be split into... Oh gosh, I'm probably gonna have to split them into 5 pieces. Because I made the upper and lower legs move independently of each other, which means I can bend my legs, which is gonna be great. It feels a little weird to want to bend my legs when they're never on screen anyway, but you know, it's very important for me, at least personally, to have good shape, or be in good shape with my legs. I'm not actually in good shape. I spend most of my day at a desk, but on exam days, I do like to go and fetch my students' exams myself, which means running around a lot. Running up and down stairs in the lecture halls a lot. So, you know, I figured seeing as that is a very important part of my teaching style, I should at least give myself bendable legs. I've also made my left foot so it can bend at the ankle. But we're not going to worry about that too much because the pants don't go that far down, I don't think. I've only designed the waist of the pants. I haven't designed the rest. So this is going to be as much of a surprise for me as it is for anyone else, I think. So the waistline's going to go about here. Okay. And we're going to have a thick belt. Or not belt, you know, but forget what this part is called. This thing. The you know, the one that usually has the belt loops. Oh, as for future videos, I know that I come out with videos very slowly. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, I do have my job at Point Pleasant University to worry about, so I am I often am very busy. And I often don't have a lot of energy to create videos after I'm done with everything. I recently submitted a paper for publication, so that's exciting. But that took a lot of my mental energy, unfortunately. Dealing with journals is a lot. They require so much paperwork. You're like, my participants, I did ethical research. I wasn't an evil, bad scientist. I treated my participants with dignity and respect. And they're like, okay, we want proof. And I'm like, here's proof. They're like, actually, we want more proof, but we're only telling you now. And I'm like, oh. I mean, I guess it's good that you're checking. I guess it's good that you're checking. I mean, I am a cryptid, so I can understand why they might be a little worried about how I might treat human participants in my research. However, I will have you know that I only conduct the most ethical research, which I will not talk about on this channel. Or at least if I talk about it, I won't tell you I'm talking about my own research, because that would be effectively doxing myself, and I really don't need... Actually, it might be kind of fun if one of my students came up to me like, hey, Dr. M, so, could you elaborate more on that Spy Family video you did? I think that would actually be kind of fun, but also I think that I would be mortified, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid doxing myself by telling you what I research, because it's a bigger area than it used to be, for sure, but it's not a hugely widespread area of research. And if you dug enough, you'd be able to, so we gotta be careful. I was thinking about wider legs for these pants, but I'm not. I do think I do like baggy pants a lot. Except I live in a colder area, and, you know, baggy pants, the cold air just flies right up the legs. But also, there's a problem with not too baggy pants, because then if the pants are touching your skin too much, the cold from the air just travels right through as well. So either way, you're kind of in trouble. So I do want to show off my a bit, so I think I'll end the pants about here. I'm not going to do anything super fancy, even though it is kind of tempting. Let's see. But yeah, I was thinking of doing a newer sort of series. I keep starting these like series on my channel, and then I don't really... the number of playlists I have is proliferating at a much faster rate than the length of any given playlist. But I was thinking of starting a series on applying to grad school and PhD programs, because I figure that's something that a lot of people want advice on. And that's definitely something I can offer advice on, because I did it. I did it quite... Well, I shouldn't say quite successfully, but I did succeed. I did get into a PhD program, and I graduated from it. For better or for worse. That's why I'm here. I guess I actually started this channel before I'd officially graduated. I don't remember if I actually had successfully defended my dissertation yet. And I'm gonna put all the guides on one, all the rough sketch one layer. But yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to do. Let's talk about, hey, here's who I am. Or here's how grad school works. Here's how you apply. Here's how you raise your chances of getting into grad school. Here's how you raise your chances, specifically of like more research-focused programs and PhD programs in psychology. Yeah, I could talk about that for a bit, I guess. Most PhD programs are very research-focused. There aren't really the equivalent of a PhD for like practicing clinical psychology, which is what I guess a lot of people think of when they think of psychology, but is not a type of psychology that I'm like an expert in, so I have to do a lot of extra reading whenever I talk about it. Clinical psychology, the thing where you're actually like treating patients and stuff, that is not necessary. You can get a PhD in that, but a lot of your PhD will be learning how to treat people and how to treat mental illnesses and stuff, but another big part of it will be doing research. I have some friends who've done research on depression, on anxiety, schizophrenia, things like that. If you want to get a PhD, or if you want to get a PhD level thing, but you don't want to do any research, which definitely know that, whether you want to do research or not, before you go into a PhD, because you're going to be doing research. And if you hate it, you're going to be miserable. I think the equivalent of a PhD, but treatment only, would be a PsyD. PsyD is a pretty new type of degree, and I can't really help for getting into grad school with that because I don't know as much about it, but it's specifically there because for a long time there's this thing called the Boulder Model. I guess the Boulder Model still exists, and the idea of the Boulder Model, it came out of a conference in, I don't know if it was Boulder, Colorado specifically, but there was a talk about how we should train, I wasn't a psychologist at that point. I was still a little cryptid, just wandering through the forest. There was a lot of talk about how psychologists should train clinicians, people who are treating people with psychology, like therapists, and psychiatrists and psychologists, social workers. And the Boulder Model is that, well, we want to make sure that they have they're working off of the best, most up-to-date research, and we want to make sure that they can evaluate whether that research is good research or not, which is something that I also like talking about. That was my most recent video, was evaluating how good a study was. And the Boulder Model means that for a long time, the only real way to get trained in treating people was, honestly, your education is going to be focused a lot more on how to do research than treatment. And a lot of undergraduate degrees in psychology work on that same kind of logic. Like you are getting trained on how to treat people. Or not on how to treat people, how to conduct psychological research. You're not getting trained on how to treat people, which is what a lot of people going into psychology, for a bachelor's, they do it because they want to learn to treat psychological illnesses, things like that, not because they want to do research. But that's why most psych programs are like that, because of the Boulder Model. So yeah, if you want to get like the PhD equivalent for treatment, that would be PsyD. If you don't want to do any research but still want to further your education, I'm pretty sure like a master's is usually pretty much sufficient if you want to treat people. There's no reason to go all the way to a PhD, typically, or a PsyD rather. Like PsyD programs, they do exist. I believe I've had students who went on to go into PsyD programs, but they aren't necessary. I was thinking of giving myself an earring. Sure. I really liked the little dangly thing off the glasses, though. I imagine that would be really annoying. But I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see how it works. that's the base outfit, and then I'm gonna have a jacket and a shawl that goes over it. I've also got to decide if I want to add in any particular expressions in here that would require extra graphics and stuff. Like, you know, I don't know, angry puffs of smoke coming out of my head when I get particularly worked up about something or something. It could happen, you know? But I think for now, this is fine. This one, I'm gonna make this leg a little flatter to indicate that that leg is held more forward, and this leg is held a bit further back. So it is winter break now, which is pretty awesome. I'm certainly not complaining. I'm gonna hide my base right now. But I've already been doing a lot of work over winter break. So if you ever think about applying to graduate school in psychology, a lot of the deadlines for psychology programs, applying to them are, the earliest ones are in like mid-November. Then the second sort of like bigger rush of deadlines are December 1st and then December 15th. And then a lot of the master's programs, their deadlines are later on, like more like in January or February or even March. But what this means effectively is that I've been writing and sending a lot of letters of recommendation. Like, that has been a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, because I have some wonderful students, and they deserve wonderful letters of recommendation. And so I'm not actually, if you're wondering, college professors, instructors, whatever, writing letters of recommendation is not part of our job. We do not get paid for that. And what's more, doing it over winter break, we're extra not getting paid for that because we're not being paid for anything during winter break. Because, like, especially for like people like me, I technically have a teaching position, so I'm not expected to do a whole lot of research. I still do some research, but like it's not a primary job responsibility for me. So technically, I'm not being paid right now because my job is teaching. And it's winter break. No one's being taught. But I'm working, essentially unpaid, because these students deserve their letters of recommendation. So I've been doing a lot of that. But that's one of the things that you do. Like, if you think that you can write a student a good, positive letter of recommendation that will help them get into grad school, I feel like I don't want to say we're obligated to do it, but I think it's a very good thing where if you think that you can say a positive thing about a student and you think that you feel comfortable recommending them for something, you think they'd succeed in that program, whatever, you probably should do it, because like to get into a PhD program, oh, I was going for the circle, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, if you're going into a PhD program, you need, I think it's typically PhD programs, in my experience, require at least about 3 letters of recommendation. So all of us, everybody who's gotten their PhD, so most of your instructors in university had people write us letters of recommendation. This doesn't mean we're obligated to write letters of recommendation for every student, or even that we are obligated to write them at all. But it's like a sort of paying it forward thing, like, oh, somebody did this thing for me. So when I feel that I am a good choice to write a letter, I'm going to write a letter. I'm paying it forward. A lot of people took time out of their busy schedules to write me letters. So I will take time out of my schedule to write letters for future students. And then it's really cool, like, a lot of people who are applying to grad school don't tell their letter writers if they got in or not. They just drop off the face of the earth, kind of. But if you are doing that, if you're applying to grad school or something and you require letters of recommendation, say you ask a professor or something, instructor or a research supervisor or something, hey, can I get a letter of recommendation? And then they write you one, and then you get the thing that you were applying for, definitely tell them. It doesn't have to be like a big long email, just like, hey, thank you for your letter. I got into the program, or I got the job or something. I don't know if everybody would appreciate that, but I definitely do. I want to know if they got in. Because typically if I'm writing a letter for a student, it's because I'm personally invested in their success. And I want them to succeed. And I think quite a few of my students have gone on to do master's programs or PhD programs, what have you. Very, very happy. But of course, PhD programs aren't for everyone. You definitely want to be sure of what you're getting into before you get into a PhD program. I think maybe I talked a bit about this in that Science Fell in Love grad school, the anime video. Grad school's rough. I think sometimes people make it out to be more rough than it actually is, but it is a very big commitment. Like, programs will tell you that, oh yeah, this is a 5-year program, but it's possible to graduate in 4 years, I think is what my program told me, my PhD program. And that was a lie. I don't know if anyone in the history, I think I've heard of maybe one person in the history of my entire program graduating in 4 years and they already came in with a master's degree. A lot of PhD programs in psychology, at least in the US, like mine, you can come in with a master's, but most people come in without a master's. So they don't have a master's degree and they get the master's on the way to their PhD. So maybe if you're coming in with a master's, one person in the entire history of my PhD program. Oh shoot, I messed up what I was. Had managed to graduate in 4 years. But the average time to graduate in the PhD program that I attended was definitely more like 6 or 7. Like, it is a big commitment. And because PhD programs, they're really hard to get into. Like, they're very selective. Which means, right or left, that leg. So because these programs are so selective, that means that you're probably applying to, I think I applied to like 9 or 10 programs and I got into 2. And that's pretty good. A lot of the time, you don't get to pick where you're going to live. A lot of the time, you may only get into one program, and like, depending on what your research interest is, what type of stuff you want to look into, there might only be people in certain parts of the world studying that. You might have to like go to another country entirely. I know a few people in my grad program who they came to the US specifically to get their PhD with people because that was one of the places that they got in and had somebody who was willing to accept them. Which is a lot. So I had to move a very, very long way away from my family for my PhD program, and that's pretty normal. It's relatively rare. And like when you're on the job market with a PhD too, that's also true. You're probably gonna have to move pretty far. I know this looks somewhat ridiculous. This is what drawing for live 2D models looks like, and I'm not an expert at live 2D models, but oh man, I should show you. Get rid of this. Here's my base model. Here's the base of the model. And this looks fine, doesn't it? This looks fine. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. However, it doesn't look like this. This is an illusion. Here, I can take off my hair. And I can take off my hair piece by piece. It's essentially feathers. I call it hair just because it's easier to understand when I call it hair. A lot of people call it hair, so I'm gonna call it hair, but like, I can get rid of my eyes, I can get rid of certain parts of my eyes, there's my nose, it goes away, there's my mouth, it goes away, and there's some bits of my mouth and nose that I've hidden as well. I can take off my ears, there goes my neck. Goodbye, torso, it is gone. Oh, there are my arms. There's my legs. Oh, I don't have a tail now. And then with legs, see, this is the problem that I'm having right now. Of course, I have them separated in my right and my left leg. And then the legs themselves, look, now I only have the lower leg. Here, let's go to the right leg, because that's even worse. Here's the right leg. I can get rid of my right thigh. Here's my foot. There's my foot. It can move on its own, so it has to be its own thing. There's my, yeah. This is what making a live 2D model is like. I'm not sure how other people do it. I think I've heard the term for separating things into pieces is called cutting, and I think that's because a lot of people actually draw out the entire picture first, and then they cut up the picture into individual pieces and then sort of draw back the bits that are missing. But I draw things like this. I draw it in pieces in the first place because I guess I don't love myself or something. But I do think it saves some time later on. Yeah, I in that respect, I think that it's quite nice. Oh, yeah, I don't know when I'll finish this new model either. But maybe next video. Maybe the next video I will have a whole new look that only people who have attended this stream will know about. What was this? Alright. I should start sorting these into folders. Oh, hopefully you can't hear that. There's a truck backing up. I'll put this in the leg. Go in leg. And then here, we've got right upper leg, and then right lower leg. I need to figure out what color I want all my clothes to be. Colors for clothing is not a special. I'm not good at color coordination. Maybe it's because I'm like a creature of the night. I'm pretty proud of my color vision, but like choosing, I'm just like, oh, black. I'll just pick black for everything. So like, of course, in my first outfit that I've been using, I tried to branch out a bit from that. Okay, I'm not gonna wear black. I'm going to have my lovely lab coat, which I love it, but it does feel a bit silly. Oh, what's this? I love it, and it feels a bit silly, but you know, it feels weird. Use an audio stream bitrate of no idea what that means. Let's see. One second. I want to see something. Here we go. Just wanted to check something. There we are. Okay. I want to figure out how far I want to get on this stream. At a certain point, my cat is going to get angry at me. It will be time for him to eat. But I want to, how much the outfit I want to draw. Maybe rather than just having this as a single one-off stream, I can just stream more often. Stream the whole process of making this new model, you know? Okay. Make sure that's in the right. We'll see. We'll see. Left upper leg. There we go. What else can I talk about? This past semester went well. I got my evals in. My students liked me. Great success. I mean, you can't win them all. Some students will hate you no matter what you do. I got some funny reviews this semester. There's always like there's this common phenomenon in like evaluations, and yep, I read all of the evaluations my students write. I want to know if I'm doing a good job. And sometimes I'll fix things based on the evaluations. Other times the evaluation doesn't make sense to change the thing the student's complaining about, because like I shouldn't say complaining. The student's talking about, because this semester it was particularly odd, I guess I should say. I had probably 30 students or so complimenting a certain aspect of my class and saying that it was very, very helpful for them. And then 2 students said that they hated it. So it's like, when 30 people are saying it's good and only 2 are saying it's bad, I think I'm gonna listen to the 30 people that liked it, as opposed to the 2 that didn't. Because it's not like interfering with their learning, right? Alright, so for these pants, I think black makes a lot of sense. I think I'm gonna default to black pants, just because that's how I live. I don't know how to do fashion, so I just wear black. I think a lot of people do that. If you are the type of person who doesn't know how to do fashion or how to color coordinate, so you just wear black all the time, tell me. We are comrades. We are companions in shenanigans. It might be a bit too dark for when I go in and shade everything. Okay. Actually, just in case, if I do this, this will allow me a bit more movement when I'm rigging the model. Oh, thing. You know, a fun thing that I've done before on an art stream, not on this channel, is I had a really nasty limited edition flavor of soda. So I don't drink, so I wouldn't do it drinking this really nasty limited edition of soda, and it was like every time I accidentally drew something on the wrong layer, I would take a sip. So it was agony. It was really awful. And I had no one to blame but myself. But it did help me fix that habit pretty quick. Alright. I'd also like to do more data streams. I think of all the things that I do, I think the streams that make me happiest, or like the videos that I've enjoyed both like making and stuff the most, have been the ones where I just analyze data and talk about it. So like the isekai video, or the Fate Grand Order video. Enjoyed both of those quite a bit. Oh, that's in the wrong folder. This is left lower leg. Which probably means the left lower leg is right lower leg. Yeah, that's been on my mind. I was thinking of one thing that I really enjoy teaching. Oh, kitty, is statistics. And I've always really wanted to, there's this particular video game you may have heard of called Minecraft that I think would be really great for teaching statistics, but like in a normal university class, I don't think that they would, like, not everybody has played Minecraft, which I know is shocking. I don't think that they would let me assign all my students to play, like, play at least 3 hours of Minecraft in the first week of class. Familiarize yourself with the concepts and mechanics in Minecraft. I don't think that the administration would let me do that. So maybe like a Minecraft-centered explaining basic statistical concepts type of series of videos. I think that would be fun. It's not so much in the psych or anime realm. I'd be kind of like straying away from like the original concept of the channel, but since when have I been consistent about anything on this channel? Something academic freedom, something. Oh, bad jokes. Bad jokes with the doc. I'd also like to do Q&As and things like that, or like have people send me things. Hey, welcome! How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Right. We are doing art. We'll become the strongest. Or something. No, not as strong as you. You are far more powerful than me. But one day. Alright, next I'm gonna make my sweater. This one's only 3 pieces, I think. Pants were like, what, 5 pieces? This is only 3 pieces. It's just the sleeves and the middle bit. Yes, the secret of YouTube is that you can do whatever. Yes, I love it. It's fun. We should just all do whatever forever. Just whatever. I mean, well, I guess that's not practical for everybody, but for me, who I'm just here doing whatever, if that wasn't obvious. I have no expectation that I'm ever gonna hit it big or anything. I'm just making videos. For me, that's totally a semi-reasonable thing to do. Just vibes and nothing else. Oh, YouTube like professionally stressful as I've got enough stress in my life. I need to watch your videos more. I don't play the game, but I feel like I would enjoy it regardless. I watch plenty of videos and read plenty of stuff about games and shouts that I don't play. Yeah, hitting it medium, exactly. I wouldn't even say I'm hitting it medium. I release a video, what, once every 3 to 6 months. I even started I have like multiple script files started and that I'll probably never finish. Like I started watching the anime Monster, and I was like, oh, this seems like, I know this is kind of a psychological thriller, yada yada. This seems like it would be a good thing to make an episode on. And then I was like, I'm watching an anime that I've never seen before while taking notes. This feels kind of miserable. If I'm rewatching something, that's fine. But if I'm watching it for the first time, that is not the way to experience it, I have discovered. Oh, Mr. Kitty. Good boy. Are you helping? He's helping. He yelled right into the mic. That's pretty impressive. It's like he was trying. Yeah, should I make you a model too? Would you use it? Yeah, exactly. I think that's what I'll do. The trick with Monster, of course, is that it's 50-some episodes long. Yeah, I'll figure it out. The one-off videos are more my speed, I've discovered. Oh, Mr. Kitty, please don't chomp on the microphone cord. You're a good boy. But please don't chomp on the cord. Should I make a video up next, Mr. Kitty? What do you think? Got ideas? Gonna tell me? Says I think you should make a video. of giving me food, he is right. Oh yeah. You're a good guy. You're sitting on top of my reference. But I don't need it right now. Oh, there you go. He's working hard. Oh, that's right. I remembered because you brought the series up when I was doing that ranking, the tier list. I do want to go back and watch Psycho-Pass and do a video on that. I need to figure out where I can watch it, though. That's the trick. The folder of unused scripts is a universal experience script for shorts I haven't made yet, even though they're under a minute long. A minute can still be quite daunting, especially if you've got, like, a fair amount of editing to do in there. Like, that can be scary. Oh my gosh. What scripts do yeah, definitely the only scripts I can think of right now are the monster script and then the scripts on applying to PhD programs. That's what I've got. One day. Yeah. Okay, now it's gonna bug me. I really do just want to rewatch Psycho-Pass in general, and I have a friend who's like a cognitive psychologist and statistician who really likes Psycho-Pass. And I wanted to get his thoughts on it too. Oh my gosh. That is funny how that works out though. But I guess you gotta be even like snappier in the shorts. Oh, is Psycho-Pass, is it streaming legally? Is that a thing that I can watch? I might Psycho-Pass and make a video on Psycho-Pass. Mr. Kitty, isn't that exciting? We can revisit those shenanigans. We can talk about operationalization of mental distress. We can talk about it. It could be fun. We can talk about why the Sybil system is inherently flawed even outside of the flaws in the anime. It could be fun. I haven't watched Psycho-Pass since like a billion years ago. It's been a long time. I think I watched it shortly after it aired or something, and I have not seen it since. And I need to... Okay, so like, I barely ever use this YouTube channel when I'm just like watching videos. I think what I need to do is make sure to subscribe to everybody on my YouTube channel that I actually use to watch, so that I can watch everybody's videos. It's the same with Twitter. The reason I never react to anyone's posts is because I never look at this Twitter account because I'm horrible. Yes, Mr. Kitty. Oh, you are so correct. You are so correct. Every word you speak is truth. Maybe this one should be light blue again as like a callback to the original? The original outfit, maybe? Ooh. I rarely wear blue in real life because I'm that horrible academic who shows up to class in like t-shirts and jeans. So like my jeans are always blue, so it feels silly to wear a blue shirt with blue jeans. I guess I bought a pair of black jeans expressly so I could... Yeah! Yeah, I've never really consumed much cyberpunk, but it definitely has that feel to it from what little I understand of cyberpunk. I wouldn't be able to comment much on, like, genre things, but definitely in terms of, like, the psychology of it, which there is a lot. There's, like, even in just the first episode, there's a lot of interesting psych stuff in there. Just, like, its handling of a variety of different issues and things, both on the meta level and on the in-universe level. And I definitely did not fully understand that when I first watched it. I don't really color I want. It's back up. I feel like whenever I think of like sweaters, I think of whatever. Let's go with this for now, and I can always change it later if I want to. That should be pretty easy to do, it's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of old anime that I'd like to go back to. Just have never really had the chance to, or never, it didn't occur to me somehow. One day. First Psycho-Pass, though. I really should go back to watch Monster, but this time I'll just, maybe I could just do a more general thing on it, not necessarily specific notes. I mean, criminal psychology and forensic psychology is really interesting. It's got a lot of flaws to it. I think they've really improved it in recent years, but like for a very long time, the whole science of criminal profiling was like basically cold reading, you know, like stage magicians do when they're pretending to read your mind. That was basically criminal profiling. Which could be fun to talk about. I don't know how much of that would be directly relevant to that show, though. I used to be like I wanted to be a criminal profile. And that's part of why I majored in psychology in undergrad. Actually, that's the reason I majored in psych in undergrad, because I was like, criminal profiling is so cool. And then I did. And then I realized that it was not great. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I grew up watching like shows all about forensic science, and like the more I learn about it as an adult, the more I'm like, wow, that was a thing. Wow, they sure said that with confidence. Oh. Oh boy. The old days. I think these days at least, like when I bring up like forensic science with my students and stuff like that, I think to some extent they recognize that, oh yeah, maybe it's not as impressive as it's portrayed. Like they seem to recognize that it has some problems, which is good. There are other things where it's like, you mentioned, oh yeah, this has some problems, it's actually not that great, and students are like, what? Like oh my gosh, the Stanford prison experiment. There was a huge controversy with that fairly recently. The interpersonal drama behind that too was wild. Like Phil Zimbardo, he married his grad student. So his grad student on the Stanford prison experiment, who was helping him conduct the research, was a young woman. And she was like the only one who was like, hey, what's going on is kind of screwed up and this should stop. And she's the one who actually got him to call off the study, and then he married her. She's an awesome woman, though. I've met her before. I didn't really get to talk to her because I'm shy as hell. But I met her and she was so cool. She was super cool. I'm like, yeah she's awesome. I haven't met Zimbardo himself, though. He was not there when I met his wife. Which is probably okay. I don't... I'm okay with having not met Zimbardo, I think. He seems a bit of a interesting guy. Yeah! Oh my gosh, though. This is one of my favorite things though. The Milgram study, the Milgram shock and obedience experiments. That is replicable. It replicates ridiculously well, and they managed to pull it off in 2019. This guy his last name's Berger, the researcher who did it, and like he had to make some modifications of it for to it for ethics approval, but not nearly as many as you would think. And it replicates so well, like down to the very close to the exact percentage of obedience, even with the modifications to make it more ethical and less stressful to the participants. But it is worth pointing out, though, that the original Milgram study is like the most extreme version of that study, and if you change basically anything about the procedure, like, or I shouldn't say anything, because, you know, like, the ethical versions still work, but there are certain features of it that, like, if you change them, and a lot of features, that if you change them, it doesn't work as well. Like, obedience goes way down. It's really interesting. I'm just gonna copy this. But yeah, it's been a bit of a wild time, just like discovering all these things that it's like, oh, this thing that we thought was true. Like, there's a lot of stuff these days that I learned in undergrad that it's like, oh yeah, you know how we told you blah blah blah? Actually, no. It's been a weird time, I think, for a lot of things. I have to be really careful when I'm preparing, like, outside statistics doesn't change much, which is great, but if I'm preparing stuff outside of my statistics stuff, it gets weird. I have to check all the things that I'm teaching my students every semester just to be extra sure I'm not teaching them that's something that's been, like, that doesn't replicate. Doesn't work anymore. It's a big undertaking. I need to add more of some of the newer stuff that's been discovered, though, but that's also hard. There's, like, so much more research coming out these days than there ever has been at any point in history. So it's really difficult to keep up with it all. Oh, I can keep up with my area of research, and that is it. But I gotta keep up with more. Oh, hey, yeah, actually, they controlled for that. When the guy redid the Milgram study, he controlled for whether people knew about the Milgram study, and actually, I don't remember if he controlled for it or if he just didn't let those people participate. I do not remember. Because that is a concern. But the Milgram study isn't actually as widely known as you'd think, which is strange. Like, of course, I'm very biased in that, like, I teach about the Milgram study, and, like, I've spent the last, I'm not even gonna think about how many years of my life dedicated to psychology, so it, like, seems like this really obvious mainstream thing. But, it's actually, like, I'll ask my students who are, like, psychology majors, and I only teach upper division classes, hey, you know the Milgram study? And some of them will be like, no, I haven't heard of that. And, like, sometimes it's definitely a case of, oh, well, they just don't remember. They, like, when you describe the study to them, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that thing. But, like, in other cases, it's like they just straight up have no recollection of it. And they definitely learned about it before because they had to take Introduction to Psychology to take my class. You can't take any of the classes I teach without taking that class first. But yeah, it's weird. Weird. But I guess, is this the one or two feldspars? Feldspars! Oh, feldspars. I feel like I should know what this means. Is wait, is this the reference to the XKCD comic? Is that the lovely... The average familiar... Oh my god, yes, yeah, yes. I love that comic so much. Oh, maybe that's not the feldspars thing, but yeah, yes, that is, yes. There's a whole wiki dedicated to explaining the joke in XKCD? I had no idea. I keep meaning to put that XKCD comic in one of my lectures, though, because it's a great demonstration of the false consensus effect and other related effects in social psychology. Like, yeah, of course, everybody knows about that. And of course, it's a problem, especially when you're a teacher. Like, teaching is really hard because you just assume people know stuff. And then, like, you also don't want to, like, sound... You don't want to, like... Mansplain isn't quite the right word, but, like, you don't want to make your students feel like you think they're stupid by over-explaining. But also, if you under-explain, they're gonna be lost. It's a difficult balance. Oh, I forgot to color the buttons. I never know where the go. Oh no! Right, that's what I... Oh, what's here? What happened? Oh, that's potentially a problem. Oh, is it because... Is it... Oh yeah, the hips need to go in front. We're having fun. Fun times. Preparing a model for rigging. This is a fun thing that people do for fun. I used to do this for fun. There are so many layers. Don't talk to me about layers, I'm sorry. I started out naming every layer meticulously, and then I stopped. Okay, I really don't like this sweater color. It's hard to tell if it's actually purple, or if that's just the contrast. Want it to look purple. That looks purple too. Sure, that's fine. Let's go with that color. Oh god. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's under control. Look at that neckline, that plunging neckline. This is truly professional wear. But to be fair, I need to make sure that my feathers can breathe, okay? I never claimed to dress professionally. It's fine. Okay. Next. Oh, I'm gonna do my glasses next. I don't actually wear glasses. However, I do have this pair of glasses. It's kind of a tribute to like a story about one of the people who was in my lab in grad school. He's this really great guy. He actually, I think he's like a professional streamer slash commentator for an esport now. That's what he does. But when he was interviewing for grad school, he doesn't wear glasses, but he knew. The stats as a safety engineer, I gotta remember that even other engineers are. Yes, exactly! I teach stats, so I struggle with that a lot. I'm like, surely people here have heard of the standard deviation, right? On day one of class, and all the students are like, no. I obviously I've figured out that much, but yeah, he's a professional commentator for esports, but he was in the PhD program with me, and he when he was doing his interview, he doesn't wear glasses, but he wanted to really hedge his bets. So what he did was he got a pair of fake glasses and he wore them for the entire interview. He changed his profile picture on Twitter to be wearing the glasses. He was wearing glasses the entire time. He got into the profile and then like he was coming out to look for like an apartment, a place to live, and he wasn't wearing glasses, and I didn't recognize him. It's like, oh, you're not wearing glasses. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not wearing glasses. And then we found out when we all grabbed lunch together, me and the other members of the lab, new and old, and somebody else pointed out, oh, hey, you're not wearing glasses today. And he's like, oh yeah, I don't actually wear glasses. I just knew of research that people judge people who wear glasses as smarter. You know, it's like this weird little kind of a halo effect thing also. There I go. I don't know if the halo effect is common knowledge, but the halo effect is that if we assume that somebody has a good characteristic, a positive characteristic, usually I think it's in terms of talked about in terms of like if somebody's attractive, we tend to assume that they have other positive characteristics. Like that one positive characteristic leads us to assume that they have others. So he knew that when people wear glasses, and this is also, related to stereotyping, that we think that they're smarter. So he bought that fake pair of glasses, he wore them to the interview, he got in, and then he never wore the glasses again. Our advisor, our PI, and the person in charge of making sure that we were doing a good job, and like getting our PhD. She didn't find out about this until like another grad school interview day. Hello! And she laughed so hard she could not breathe when she learned about it. It was so funny. But it worked. It worked. You got in. Great success. I wish that So that's part of why... Honestly, that's why the model wears glasses. It's a bit of a tribute to that. The halo effect. Maybe people will think that I'm smart if I wear glasses, when in reality, I mean, yeah, I have my PhD, but I'm one of those, like, in Dungeons and Dragons, the, like, high-int, low-whiz thing. I have no practical, like, common sense. Ah! Nope, this is a cryptid. This is, me. Neither a girl nor a boy. Just a strange thing that you see out of the corner of your eye stalking through cornfields in the middle of the night. If you are caught, I will teach you about normal distributions and assumptions of collinearity and problems with collinearity and multiple regression. It truly more terrifying, the most terrifying fate. I would scream. I don't want some random person running through the fields to be teaching me multicolor. I'm only prepared for that if I'm at work. Doing my best. We'll see how long I can go. Oh, it's only about 10 minutes until I have to feed the creature, the mysterious creature who lives in my place. I'd have to take a short break to do that. Typically my drawing streams only last about... The ones that I do elsewhere, they only last 2 hours, and this one I was planning on being shorter because normally my model, when I'm using it, it makes my computer overheat really fast, but then my model wasn't... Well, it wasn't my model, that was... webcam was causing problems. Ah! I just deleted everything I just drew. Chasing down the street, but have you heard of the central limit theorem? Yes. The central limit theorem. Have you considered having at least 30 observations in each cell of your design? And then my graduate advisor chasing me down like, 30? You're content with 30? Better make that at least 50. Oh my god. Have you heard the good word of the central limit theorem that we believe in as if it were some sort of religious object? Does it actually justify what we're doing? Unclear. Oh. Yeah, the nice thing about having a job is that you can use the money from that job to buy supplies for art. Isn't that right, Mr. Kitty? Good boy, he's meowing at me. Now I just need to figure out the base color of the glasses. I'm thinking the rims can just be dark. Oh no! I have a voice! It's terrifying. You ever just wish you could project thoughts into other people's heads? I think that would improve my quality of life. It would also make teaching a lot easier. I think that would be great. Oh, hello! Yeah, we... That is cool. I don't talk to many 10-year-olds. Yeah, this stream isn't necessarily intended for 10-year-olds, but I hope that you are doing well and having a great evening. Alright, let's see, the dangly. Hanging off glasses. This would probably get really annoying in real life really fast. Okay, it would like bonk against your cheek or something. Ah! Thank you, I'm glad that you like it. I don't draw girls that... I don't draw guys that often. I like drawing individuals of indeterminate gender. It is a fun thing to... Welcome, welcome! This is me. I am drawing a new me. I'm going to be making a live 2D model. Me. So everybody can see what we're doing. Here's me. Kodzuken! Oh my gosh, we have the famous streamer in here, Kodzuken. If I'm catching that reference correctly. I'm trying. The glasses shall be removable. For the glasses are here for aesthetic purposes only. I am cheating. Thank you! It's me! This is what I look like. Let's see. Maybe the gem should be... Would red bring out my eyes, you think? Or would it overpower them? Say. I was like, maybe I should do blue, but then it would look like I'm crying. Which I often am. Academia is rough. However... Yes! How is the streaming treating you, Kodzuken? I pride myself on my ability to catch such references. Alright. Glasses done for now. Right. Next, we go on to the next layer. No academic who prides themselves on being an academic can go without a sports coat. A sports coat is a nice and lazy way to look fancier than you actually are. So I'll call this outer layer clothing, or inner layer clothing. Because I'm actually going to have 2 different jackets on. Okay. Make myself transparent again. And then I'm gonna make this transparent too. Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't. Well, whatever. I'm wearing stuff under that. Okay. Yeah. There it is. Actually, maybe I should just... Many choices. We make many choices in this world. Okay. So my next trick, I'm gonna wear a nice coat. I rigged myself. The model that I've been using on this channel was drawn and rigged by somebody else. But this new model is gonna be drawn and rigged by me. I've rigged probably 6 or 7 models before myself, but when I first started this channel, I did not know how to rig, so I hired somebody else to do the art and rigging before. But now that I have the power, do it myself. I'm not like an amazing rigger or anything. It's fun though. It takes a lot of time, but it's fun. But that's why I'm doing this in such a weird way. Like, you haven't been here to see it, but you'll notice the glasses The pants, I think, are a really good example of exactly what I'm doing. I'm drawing each piece by piece. So I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of this, and it's, my lore. Indeed. My wonderful lore is that, I am Dr. M. Aikman. I am a professor at Point Pleasant University. I teach psychology and I do research in psychology, and most of this channel is me making videos about psychology and statistics and applying that to like anime concepts. So like, oh, here's what this show got right about psychology. Here's what this show got wrong about psychology. This demonstrates this concept in psychology. Hey, have you ever wondered how many isekai there are and what causes of death for each protagonist were before they were reincarnated in another world? I've got a video on that. Like that kind of thing. I don't do videos too often though, because I do work teaching college level psychology, and that takes up a lot of my time. Thanks! Oh yeah, I'd love it if you did. That would make me really happy. I haven't done much lore stuff though. I really need to. I enjoy lore stuff. Oh yeah, I am not quite human. I'm not a bird, but I have a lot of feathers, so it's okay if you want to call me a bird. I won't be offended. I'd love to do that someday, though. Maybe someday I'll do, like, a proper lore video. Like, hey, this is who I am. Not that I have too much lore to me. Like, hi, I went to grad school. Before that, I lived in the woods. Yes, yeah, I'd help you with lore if you ever want. Well, I don't know how I could help. I guess I could help draw stuff for a lore video or something, but you've also got Lily around. Lore is fun, though. I think everybody should have lore. Even if you don't do VTubing stuff, you should just have lore about yourself. Grad school lore! Oh my god. The grad school lore is so deep and traumatic. Who did I study under? Maybe I studied under the Flatwoods Monster. I think that would be lore consistent. The Flatwoods Monster gave me a letter of recommendation. I went to undergrad in I went to undergrad in the Pine Barrens, and I studied under the Jersey Devil. Who was actually a very, very good advisor. Though it was very, very difficult to tell what he was saying at any given time, because the Jersey Devil's mouth is not really configured for producing speech, but we figured it out. Gave really good feedback on manuscripts. Hey, Lorem Ipsum works! Oh, do you have like a lore page or something that I can go look at? I remember watching your debut, but I don't remember much about your debut. There's lore in there. One day I'll do a debut, even though my channel's been up for like 2 years. Always happy to help out my wonderful sibling. I will make time. Lorem Ipsum. I'm sorry. That's gonna crack me up more than it probably should. Now, everybody needs pockets. Pockets are where you keep receipts from the Dunkin' Donuts on campus. Never too late for a debut. Very true. I will debut to great fanfare, except, I don't know. I'm not confident enough to sing in front of a crowd. The debut literally had the heading lore and just... I love that so much. I bet you'll have great lore, though. I'm very excited to find out more about it. Your design is super cool. Alright, now we design very wide sleeves for this. I think having giant, irrationally big sleeves is one of the biggest joys in life. Oh no, Mr. Kitty, is it time? How could I have let this go? Okay, I have to mute my mic real fast and be right back to feed the beast that cohabitates. Isn't that right, Mr. Kitty? Sorry, I will be right back. I could have planned this better, perhaps. How do I... Ah, the beast has been sated. A great success all around. Oh, happy kitty. Oh. VTuber lore, I think, is one of the most fun things about VTubers. It's just like, here is my... It feels like... It recaptures some of the magic, I think, of just playing around as a kid. I miss that. I enjoy the lore very much. And I wish... It feels often underutilized. I wish people did more lore stuff. Okay. I will always be supportive. Anyone trying to do some lore. Sports Goat. Great success. You did it, team. Alright, this will be 4 pieces. 1 for each side and then 1 for each sleeve. Oh, I can get rid of the be right back thing, because that's no longer relevant. Oh. Get rid of that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I can just hide this, hide that. Sports coat. I didn't realize they were called sports coats. I always thought they were called suit jackets, which I guess they kind of are, but also aren't. Oh no, I'm not good at clothes. I don't understand clothes. But I like them. Especially big baggy clothes. They feel like a giant hug. And I don't have feathers, or enough feathers to cover me, and it gets really cold. So you gotta stay warm somehow, right? Okay. Right jacket front. Feathers are not great for keeping out the cold regardless. They're similar to suit jackets without difference. Maybe because they don't come with matching pants. I don't know. Maybe you know. I only ever wear jackets and like sports coats and suits and stuff like that if I'm going to a conference, because I feel like to try and look nice at a conference. But I've been getting sloppier. I'm not quite at Phil Zimbardo, wear jeans and a graphic tee to the conference levels, but I'm definitely at the... Well, if I wear black tennis shoes and black jeans, nobody will notice, right? I'm at that stage. Oh, that is the answer? Oh my gosh, I'm so good. This is why they pay me the big bucks. They do not pay me the big bucks. Hey, it's almost like I knew a thing. I'm so happy. I actually feel really glad. Oh shoot. And that happiness got me messing up. Is this I'm not drawing this right now. That comes later. Okay. Okay. Left. This is... hide that for now. Work on this only. Oh. In fact, I am much more formal when creating videos for YouTube than I am when teaching one of my in-person classes. But nobody's complained yet. I feel like I've already said that. It's true, though. Neither the students nor the administration have complained about me. I try not to wear my weirder graphic t-shirts when I'm teaching. I'm definitely not at the stage of my career where I can pull that off. But it can be fun. Fun. I hope they're not saying anything because they think it doesn't matter and not because they actually are upset about it but don't want to say it. That would make me really sad. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm hashtag relatable. And hashtag hip with the kids, as they say. Is not a thing that they say. One of the hardest parts of teaching is just keeping up with all the slang. Shirt and tie person, personally. Oh, oh my gosh, that is a look. I love it. I love ties. I do love ties. I always get really happy when I can wear a tie. But then I don't really... Collared shirts look cool, but they're not comfortable. Exactly, I am so stylish. Everybody is jealous of my style. Oh my gosh. No, I'm the least stylish person. So okay, so this is I don't know if this is true of all, like, psychology programs, but I think it might be. Because, so if you're trying to get your PhD in clinical psychology, a lot more people want to do that than get their PhD in other things. I got mine in a different type of psychology. And in clinical psychology, they also have to meet with patients and stuff, and they need to look professional. So there's this definite thing at my university where you can actually tell if somebody is a clinical psychologist versus, or like training to be a clinical psychologist versus any other type of psychologist, because the clinical psychologists always dress so much nicer than the rest of us. And for a long time, I was on the very low end in terms of, like, goodness of dress. Like, I was always the least well-dressed, and the clinical psychologists were always the best dressed. These days, especially after we were teaching online for a while there, people are more relaxed in how they dress, regardless. But you can still tell who is a clinical psychologist because they are dressing so much nicer than the rest of us. I don't think I actually want a full pocket here. I think I just want the... Actually, no, pockets are important. We love pockets. We'd be very upset if there was no pocket. Perfect. And this one, I'm going to delete that. And then just copy this. Put that in there. And then I'm going to do the cheat code. I'm going to flip it. Collared shirts that fit comfy. Yes! Yeah, like, oh my gosh, collared shirts. They look really cool. I really love them. But, oh my god, the fit is brutal. The fit is so brutal. Like, and then also the material of the collared shirts. Every time I wear one, I'm like, I look so cool. I look so good. I am so fashionable. And then the material of this collar in particular has been, like, starched so much, and there's just such rough interfacing in it to keep it upright. It just gives me, like, fabric burn all along my neck, and my neck hurts for days after wearing one. Oh man. Ties are great though. I guess I could make my own shirts that like would work with a tie that wouldn't destroy my neck. But that type of shirt is collared shirts and button downs are really a pain in the butt to sew. They look so good though. I guess in this form, I also can't wear collared shirts because, you know, the feathers. Collared shirts aren't really made to deal with feathers, and they, like, press down on the feathers, and it gets really uncomfortable very, very quick. Oh. 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 Right jacket sleeve. You gotta be careful. Fashion and comfort are often not aligned, which is frankly tragic. Wish comfort and fashion were. I'll just make these smooth sleeves. Suit fabric tends to be... it doesn't bend that much. Yeah. I need to make a meme of, like, me in, like, my usual teaching outfit of, like, jeans and a t-shirt. And then this outfit, it's like, me teaching in-person classes. Me showing up to create a YouTube video about isekai. Yeah. Unfortunate, really. I think I'll probably go for my usual 2-hour stream, so I'll end in about half an hour. Or whenever I finish the outfit, whichever comes first. We'll see. That way I can swing my arm out if I want to. Let's copy this. Left jacket sleeves. Digital art is great. Have I mentioned that? Digital art saves so much time. Oh. Alright, now let's figure out what colors I want. Why do I keep doing that? So I think this one, I think it's pretty safe to say that this should be like a darker. Not going to be as dark as the pants, but it will still be. Yeah, they gotta get really lucky and mess up or company, or you gotta get them tailored. Yeah. Oh man, and then tailoring can get expensive real fast, which makes sense. It's a very skilled thing to do, and like with tailoring, you're not making a thing from scratch, you're making it with the materials that you have, which is very restricting. But it makes sense that it would cost. It's still like, oh god. It's fine. I once managed to tailor something for myself, though. It was the outfit that I was wearing to my sister's wedding. It, like, did not fit right at all. But I tailored it, and then I felt like I had just committed some incredible act of amazingness. It wasn't the best tailoring job ever, but nobody noticed. So, well, they noticed that it fit me well, and nobody noticed that my unprofessional butt had done the tailoring on it. In fact, my mother was like, "Oh, figured out a place to get it tailored," and I'm like, "Yeah, my living room." I didn't tell her that. She probably would have been mad, even though it turned out looking great. She probably would have been. Oh, wrong sleeve. Oh, yeah, tailored stuff, that's expensive. I don't have that kind of money. They do not pay people like me that kind of. Hey, I think I only actually had one more thing that I wanted to add to this outfit, so if I finish that one more thing. Oh, I wanted the lapels to go over this, though. Oh, does that mean I'm gonna have to separate this back out? I think it does. Ew, okay. Okay, that's fine. I can be an adult about this. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Then the lapels can also go all flippy on their own. Be cool. Okay. Go. There. Go. Right lapel. Cool, so that's on its own now. Now I can toggle the lapel on and off. Oh, yes, that's so true. It's so true. Darn shame. The whole fast fashion thing bugs me a lot. Like, I'm very much the type of person who, like, wants to buy clothes and then, like, just repair them. Like, I don't... I'll use the same clothing for years and years and years, you know? So the fact that, like, clothing just isn't made to last like it used to be, it's upsetting. Then again, getting things tailored is also a lot. It can be stressful. I'm a little baby about it, I guess. It's like in social interaction. I can't handle social interaction. I'm afraid of social interaction. It's funny, like, the type of psychologist that I am is called a social psychologist. And most social psychologists that I know are not social human beings. I guess I mean, like, not that I'm human, but we aren't great at socializing. We don't socialize a lot. Our research doesn't involve being out in social contexts very often, though perhaps it should, but, like, we are often quite isolated. We are not as social as the name would imply. Exactly, the antisocial psychologist. That's me! Oh boy. That is the way we roll as social psychologists. I know a few social psychologists who are pretty social. No! She's not a I was like thinking of a specific psychologist who was like, oh yeah, that person's pretty social. No! She's not a social psychologist. I mean, she is very social, but she's a cognitive psychologist. She's not a social psychologist at all. Oh no. Oh no, do we even exist? Are social psychologists that out of touch with that which we study? Guess that's why we study it, because we don't get it. Oh well. That's the funny thing. That's what they say. Research me search or whatever. We study the things that we are relevant to us, that we either don't understand or that we think are very, well, mostly that we don't understand and that are important to us. Maybe for social psychologists, that's, I don't understand people. Let's go understand people. Not to make fun of social psychologists, but actually, yes, because, you know, I'm allowed to make fun of social psychology as one. I think that's only we don't make fun of ourselves, who will? Because nobody outside of psychology knows that social psychologists are a thing. What is a social psychologist? I don't know. Psychologists are all about clinicians. Oh my god, please don't ask me to treat anyone. I could not. Okay. Right. One more. Oh, I should at least turn. Actually, maybe I should just turn on everything, see how we're going. Okay. Looking cute. One more piece and then I'm done. Oh, I was gonna think about an earring on my left ear to balance it out. Physics of rigging that would be a bit of a pain depending on how intense I want to go with it. At least with the earring that I designed, I guess I could make it a mirror to the one that's on the dangly bit on my glasses. That would actually be much easier to rig than what I was thinking of. Many thoughts, many feelings, many questions. Okay, one more thing. Just one more. I'll do one more thing. Oh no, I want to keep that out. Oh, I need to put the back of the sports coat in. That's important. Oh. Right now, not looking right. I can literally just this a bit transparent, hide that, make this more transparent, back. I guess this is actually, technically it should go. And then I'm just not going to make it like super impressive because nobody's ever going to see the part behind me. Oh, no, I should probably keep that just to figure out what I'm doing. Okay. And then I'll just switch to this color. This should be enough. The hidden pieces of the live 2D model that don't look as good. That's okay. Okay. Because people won't really see this much. Okay. Done. And then the opacity is going to be a bit weird because I technically should have the back of this coat behind. I'll put it behind. Just for the sake of aesthetics stuff. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Yeah. I'm not going to be having that much motion on the front, I think. They'll be swinging around a bit, but it's nothing that I couldn't... The back, because it's only one solid color and there's not any lines in it, really, it shouldn't be... If I have to, like, transform it a lot, it shouldn't be very noticeable at all, especially because there's a bunch of stuff happening in front of it. So it's okay if it doesn't look quite right, because even when people see it, they won't be seeing too much of it. And if I transform it a lot, if I distort it a lot or warp it a lot, people won't be able to tell. Smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. Oh. Alright. I'm actually going to move the lapels out of the sports coat folder because the next thing that I want to draw is going to go in front of the sports coat. but behind the lapels. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll see how far we get. Okay, so technically, I guess this design is actually showing my hands. When I first made this design, I was like, I don't want people to see my hands at all. But I guess people are going to see my hands now. They just look a bit off, you know? In that they're all clawy and covered in feathers. I have a bad habit of like picking at like the feathers and skin on my hands. It's not great. So try and keep them out of sight. They're there! It's the forbidden hands! The model that I've been using all this time. I'm pretty sure Lily didn't even put hands under there because I was explicitly like, the hands never show. That's why the sleeves are so big, to hide the hands, which are actually, they were supposed to be wings originally, but then I realized, if my hands are wings, how the heck am I gonna hold anything? How am I gonna type? I'll never be able to publish any articles like this. So I think the wings, it might be a magical transformation thing. Maybe I can have wings at will. Oh yeah, hands. Dictation. Yeah, that's true. I could use speech to text or like dictate it to some poor grad student. Please write this for me. Save me. Speech to text, save me. Let's just say when I powered up, when I hit 100 subscribers, I gained the ability to have hands. And if that number dips back below 100, my hands go away again. The deep lore. Fine. Fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh. Right? This one I want to have like a nice pattern on it, but I haven't figured out what that pattern is, so that might have to wait. I might not do that today. Whatever. Oh, do I even want to know what time it is for you? I'm so sorry. Like, this is a perfectly reasonable time for me, but I know that time zones are a thing and a half. Yes, exactly! My hands are- my wings are terribly cramped. However. Okay. It's not like I can really fly anyway, because that puts me into, like, airspace that, I could potentially be in trouble in for being in. So, you know, this is fine. This is fine. I did enough flying in my youth. Time isn't real and it can't- Sleep! Oh my god! Sleep! Get rest! Ah! Oh no! Oh my god. Uh, I get really worried about people who don't get enough sleep. I was in grad school, my poor advisor was getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night because he was on the tenure clock, and I was like, oh, oh. think for the base color on this, I'm just gonna do white. And then as for a pattern, figure out a pattern at some point. Just not right now. I feel like I need to finish this up soon. I'm really gonna. Oh, that sucks! I used to have, like, before I went to grad school, I was working on an international project, and oh my gosh. Like, scheduling, coordinating of schedules was a nightmare! Oh, it was horrid. Horrid. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to work more on this later anyway. For shading and stuff, so it's okay if I don't finish everything. Something biphasic sleeps. If you can make it work. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Sleep lately. I've gotten weirdly addicted to it. I didn't think I could get addicted to a sleep tracker, but like I have problems with Pokemon, I guess. My life is Pokemon, so but like I was not made for academia in that I require like 9 hours of sleep a night minimum to function. And now that we're on winter break, ha ha ha, what is break? I'm getting almost 10 hours of sleep a night because that's just who I am as a living creature. It's a whole thing. Why don't I get anything done during break? Because I'm sleeping and also I exist as like a person who requires a one also I'm doing other work. The work is eternal. There is no such thing as the end of work. Students will keep emailing forever. And that's okay. Maybe. I don't technically have any students right now because it's break. But I still get emails. Yummy sleep. Exactly. Sleep. Sleep and food are things that, at least for me, make life worth living. Oh no! What have I done? It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's broken. Everything's functioning. Oh man. If I could just eat and sleep and like watch anime and play video games and draw, I would be a very happy cryptid. It would make everything so lovely. Alright. Okay. Beep. 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 Oh, oop. Oh. Okay, okay, that's fine. I just need to move this. Bit. Let's see. Oh, did I forget to? I forgot to turn on the back of the. And then back of the shawl requires some minor adjustment. Oh, that's. Okay. I wonder if I can just, like I would in Live 2D, just. I can cheese it a little bit. And then I just need to do this. Whoop. Yep. Oh. Okay, okay. All right. So there. 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 Okay. Oh, nope. I keep forgetting things. There we go. There we go. And I might just adjust the colors later. I definitely have to do shading and stuff. Oh. This one's not quite. All right. There we go. Sort the layers a bit more, just so deal with later. And then, there. Now I can turn off the shawl if I want. Very cute. I can turn off the coat. Very cute. Thank you! I'm pretty happy with it. Now I can get rid of stuff that I only created for this stream. There we go. Very nice. Great success. Very good. Alright. Whew! Alright, that is about 2 hours actually. That ended up working out pretty well, my usual timing. Alright, so yeah, that's it, I think, for now. Great success. Great success. Thank you for coming. I hope that you all have a lovely day / night / whatever time of day it is for all of you. Thank you for dropping by. It has been a lovely time. Yeah, I'm gonna go play more Pokemon now because my life has spiraled out of control and I need to take advantage of this time while I have it and pretend that I recently submitted a paper, so I desperately need to take my mind off of that. They just sent it to the editorial people. Anyway, thank you everyone. Take care, and maybe, hopefully sometime this year, this model will be done and I'll be able to make a video with it. Alright. Goodbye! Take care.